Not a great ending. Anyway, hi everybody. How's it going? Let's see. Let's see. So right off the bat, the jam I'm following from the Gallimaufry crew, and Emotion and Jeff Hops and Dr. Cynthia and everybody, Garen, Quasar. That was awesome. I was playing it in the background while I was setting all this up. I tried to. We ate lunch out on the porch in the garden, and was listening to the beginning of it. And it was awesome, and then came in here and just let it play out. It was playing on my phone, but hey, it sounded great. So bravo, you guys. Let's see who's here. Biscuit is number 1, and Milo is second. You know, whenever I parse that your handle, Milo, it's Milogify. I think I've said that for over a year, and just the other day I heard someone refer to you as Milo, and I was like, oh, yeah, that would make more sense. So let's see, who else is here? Hey, there's the Tinker Scientist. Greetings. Andy's here. Mr. Esplin, greetings. A few other floating around. There's Mr. Viral Beats. Let's see, the Wookiee. I see Anna sneaking in there. Garen, there's the crew showing up. Good job, you guys. Let's see, who else? Audrey's there, the Keeper of the Low. I think that's it. If I missed anyone, let me know. The Ally Camper, hello. The Ally Camper, Is that Task Boy masquerading because he's been camping for 2 weeks, or is the Ally Camper new? If you're new, welcome. Let's see. Let's start a little drone here. There we go. Anyway, and we'll start at low. That'll come in too. Anyway, let's see. So we're back on Bob and the Korgies here. As you can see, we rotate around. So once a month we'll be on this rig. Next week is the Dallas rig. So if you don't like Ableton and the push and things like that, that's fine. You can come back next week. It'll look different. So you couldn't make it, Andy? That's fine. I'm sure, I somehow think that with the 5 recordings out there, some supercut will probably be cobbled together, right? Hey, Marky. Let's see. Anyway, so what's going on? I'm super chill. I don't have a lot going on. Honestly, I'm like, work is busy and life is good. We're in the middle of a heat wave. The summer's looking good. The garden looks good. The dog is healthy. I'm healthier, getting there, getting better. My wife is fine. Family's good. Some of my friends are a little rough. Anna Cruzes in Thailand, if you know who that is, he's not having a great week. So if you go to Bandcamp, look for Anna Cruzes. I'll put a link to his Bandcamp page in the chat after this. Just, say hi, check his music out. If you like it, pick up a copy. Who else? Let's see. I think that's it for now. All right. Cool. If I missed you, sorry. Tag me or put 2 capital Q's at the beginning of your line if you have a question specifically for me. As always, Bubba says hi. And I don't know. Let's talk about these sounds and then we'll make a little bit more music. Okay. So you can hear the Rick droning there. Let's stop that. So this drone, bring it up. This was the bass drone that was just running at the beginning. And it's, I think this is an instance of Omnisphere. So mostly we've got hardware today, but we do have the Rick, which is based out of Omnisphere, and this deep drone. gets the flappy with aftertouch. What chord is that? Is that like a 6? Yeah, second oscillator's tuned to something. I'm not going to worry about it now. Anyway, so that's what's going on. We're going in reverse order, but when we're in this rig, there'll be a rig bass. All right, and we've got a little E piano going on. If you're going to do Berlin School, it's nice to have a few plucky things, and I wanted an FM pluck. This is the Op 6. For those people who use Ableton pushes, with 12.2, the new release of 12.2 of Ableton Live, they updated the firmware for at least the push 3. I think it's backported to the push 2. And the poly aftertouch now fades in gradually when you're pressing, because sometimes you'll strike and it'll come in too strong. It's much more playable now. So this is the Op 6. It's a piece of hardware, Korg, right over there. If you were going to get a hardware FM synth, the Op 6 is a nice choice. It's very, very programmable on the panel. So, very programmable. I'm liking it. Let's see. Quick scan for questions. Nope. Okay, cool. Andy says not even Chris Squire could play that fast. He picks too. He tremolo picked, which made him very fast actually. So, when you're playing on a grid, right? You've got 2 hands, so each hand only has to play half as fast to still go the same speed, right? So if I was trying to synchronize picking and fingering the frets on the bass, right? Your hands can go, X speed, but they have to stay in sync. And when I'm playing on the grid, I can split up, and this one can go at that speed, and this one can go at the same speed, and then I offset them in time, and they play twice as fast. So it's easy to sound. It's easy to sound fast on a grid. It's also easy to sound like crap when you don't play well. So as an example I just made. Anyway, going back. So we had the Op 6. I'm jumping all over the place. We got the Op 6 and we've got this E piano. My prog rock roots will not let me not have an E piano or an organ in here somewhere. I know it's Synth Seeker, but Garen says, you might be able to achieve similar speed on something like a Chapman stick. Yes, I could. I considered many years ago picking up a Chapman stick. But they're A, very expensive, and B, do I need to learn another instrument? I don't know. Chapman stick's cool. Also, there is a really good sampled version of the Chapman stick available, and so I can play that on my grid if I want to. Let's see, what else? Ah, yeah, we've got the subsequent doing a little high resonant sawtooth lead here. With way much delay and reverb. Here, we'll do this for Audrey. We'll do it without any resonance, so it's deeper. Hold on. Or with little resonance. That's for you, Audrey. A little low. I like it with a lot of resonance, though. That's when that delay and reverb really comes in handy. Make sure your Chapman stick doesn't melt in the heat wave. This is true. I think some of them are made from wood. I don't think they're all graphite and plastic, but I still get email from, what is it, NS Designs, Ned Steinberger's sort of independent company now. I get a lot of that. You're welcome, Audrey. I'm glad that was good for you. Hey, I sing the Body Electric. Let's see. Chapman string only costs $2,000. $2,000's significant, right? You could tell Audrey's like, I'm old and I have money. All right, what else have we got in here? So the mod wave is doing pad duty. So the other three Korgs are mostly doing kinds of pads. So we've got the mod wave is doing. I was going to do a little drone in the middle. I know that everyone has like completely forgotten about the mod wave because the multi-poly came out and they're all like, ooh, more, right? But the mod wave is an excellent synth. All right, what else? Our resident sample-based synth, the wave state. Oh, you know what? This is multi-poly. Doing the horns. My mod wave is sustaining. Why are you sustaining? Do I have? No. Just a really long tail, apparently. A really long tail. Good God. Hang on a second while I reach over. There we go. Really long tail. Where was I? Yeah, multi-poly doing the horns. And then the wave state's doing a vocal sample. Audrey says, for years, I'm telling that there aren't old people, only older people. I agree. And you know what? I've heard you say that too. And I agree. I find it much politer to my fellow humans. I apologize, Audrey, if I offended. There is no old people. There are only old hearts. And I hope you don't have one of those. I know you don't have one of those. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the body's old and the heart's always young. I hope so. Yeah, let's get it right. I am not a poet. Right, that was off the cuff and I got it backwards. Anyway, so the wave state's doing sample stuff. All right, so that'll be good. Karen says he thinks the mod wave is a great companion for the multi-poly. I agree. Icing says must get the mod wave and wave state to add to the optics. Oh yeah, collecting is good. Let's see. Hey man with beard, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. All right, so that's the setup for today, and we're using the jelly beans so we can do some transposition. I'm a little out of practice with it, as the early jam would made evident. So let's do something. Let's up our tempo slightly. Go to 99 BPM. What are we in today? E major. I'm in a major key. Thinking of Andy. Andy's taking a break. Synchrotron is not streaming for a few weeks. So someone has to do all the C major 0 BPM stuff. So I'm going to try and do a drone in E major here. Let's see if we can get it rolling. We'll start with our bass. Oh, you know what I need to do? Delete all these old clips. Hang on. There we go. We'll let that run. So there's two parts to this sound. There's the sample of the Rick, which is going through an amp. The recording was recorded through an amp. So you can hear on the initial strike, the compression brings up the background, the noise floor of the amp. You can hear it. and it fades out. And then there's this torus bass under it that's doing this sustaining. So let that run for a sec. All right, and then we'll put this drone in here. Let's put it up. Let's put something up a little high. Higher. What I should do is pull an LFO out and modulate the level. Maybe I'll do that. All right, hang on a second. Let's bring our rate down and our depth down, and we'll modulate the... There we go. Slow it down a little bit. I have no idea if this is even visible in the stream. Hold on. I don't know what I'm broadcasting. Yeah, all right, yeah. Fine. Get your glasses out. Andy asks, did you have a nice lie? Did I have a nice lie in? Andy, I woke up at 10 till 5. You have me trained to get up at 5 to listen to your stream. So I woke up at 5 and the dog was like, oh, you're up. Take me outside. It's time to pee and have breakfast. You missed you too. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we've got this drone sort of level modulating here. That's fine. And let's put some of this FM synth in here with even more delay and feedback. Go longer. Yeah. That's better. I'm being subtle, hang on. Just laying down a really long loop. All right, we'll let that run. Let's let that go and listen to it for a second. So let's put some of the E-piano in. We'll do the same thing with the E-piano. We'll give it too much delay and reverb. We're in a major key, so yeah, it's a drone, but it's going to sound happy. Tweak a little timing that I screwed up there. There we go. Now let's just play with some pads. Hey, Josh. That down. Let's lay some more of the FM on top of it, make it a little sharper. Let's experiment with it first before I start recording. Gotta know what I want to do. Just adding to the drone. There we go. Yes, I sing the Body Electric. All must submit to the grid. They're just a useful tool. I would not replace your linear keyboard with this, right? And there's a guy I work with who, I don't think he's in here today, Labsalab. He really likes the hexagonal ones. There's like an isomorphic keyboard that's made out of hexagons instead of squares or rectangles. He really likes those. So he keeps pushing them on me. Every time I mention the grid, he's like, but then there's this one with the hex. I was like, I don't play that. It's just a matter of time till he buys one, probably. All right, now that I've got this bed running, we'll do a little transposition. We're just going to experiment and move the whole pattern, move the entire set of clips, of which there aren't that many. We're going to move it around. In order to do that, actually, I need to kill the drone, because the jelly bean transposition thing won't transpose things that are just sustaining a note. So the drone and the Rick are sustaining. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the drone. And I'm going to take the Rick and I'm going to kill its drone, and I'm just going to replace it with a short loop. A little 4-bar loop. Be a little bit longer. It needs to be 8 bars long, not 4 bars. Except that's too melodic to transpose effectively. Like if I start noodling like that, it's going to, when we go to transpose it, it's going to make harmonies I don't want. So we'll do this. We'll do something really short. In the tradition of 1-bar Berlin School sort of loops, let's see, what do we want it to be? No, too busy. Let's see what happens there. That'll work. You just gotta mix it in, okay. All right, let's try transposing this. Hey, Doug. Ricardo Roman. Greetings. So we've set up a sort of drone bed. Now we're transposing it around. Hang in there, Doug. And we resolve back to our major key. There we go. That'll do. That'll do, pig. All right, let's see. Bring that back. All righty. What are we having discussions about? Oh my God. Uh-oh. I sing the body electric. What did you do? All I see flowing by is regrets and vodka, apparently. I wish I could drink. I like certain things. I like sweet alcohol. So I like port. I like any dessert wine, Moscato. Love that. Whenever we go out, my wife likes Moscato, and I enjoy Moscato. But I just can't drink anymore. My cardiologist made it very clear. She drew me a diagram. The diagram was me driving down the highway at about 90 miles an hour. And she's like, if you so much as drink a beer or have a shot of, a cocktail, imagine driving down the highway at 90 miles an hour and suddenly forcing your car into reverse, and your engine leaps out of the hood of your car and smatters itself all over the highway in front of you. That's what your heart will do to you if you drink any alcohol at all. So, I cannot drink. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not going to test it. So, she's a little tiny woman, and she's very stern, and we don't mess with her. So. All right. Let's see. How are we doing on time? We got 10 minutes left. So, what's the shape of things? So, this is the rig for today. Next week, we're going to be on the DAWless system over there, that way, which is like a Nord Lead A1 and a Waldorf Iridium and a couple of hardware sequencers, a couple of Metropolics, and an Ambient 0. So we'll be doing sort of that sort of DAWless flavor. And the camera angles will be weird because I'm too lazy to like set up PTZs or mount things. If I have to screw something into the wall to hold a camera, that's a bar I will not meet. I will not cross that line. The next time Garen comes down to visit, he can stealthily install stuff if he really wants to, but I won't thank him for it probably because I'm not into that stuff. So. But yeah, so there'll be that next week. And the week after that will be the modular and the matriarch, and then we'll be back to the flagship stuff, and then we'll be back here a month later. So every 4-week cycle is what we're doing here. Keep things fresh for me, and see where it goes. Oh yeah, this is something that's on the horizon. So I don't do synthesizer reviews. Speaking, so Doug says, how would Iridium compare to Pigments? Pigments is just as good as Iridium and a hell of a lot cheaper. And when you buy it, it's like buying an infinite number of Iridiums because you can have as many instances as your machine can carry, right? So the Iridium is nice. If you must have knobs, the Iridium is an excellent synthesizer. But if you're trying to choose between Iridium and Pigments, unless there's something, deep mental attachment or emotional need for physical knobs, go get Pigments and maybe get one of those MIDI knobby control surfaces with sliders and stuff and map that in to control Pigments if you really want tactile knobs. Because Pigments is like way more cost effective than buying an Iridium. So, consider that. Oh no, Garen's gonna be up with tools. No, that's not a good idea. So our walls are made of plaster, Garen, keep that in mind. They have a thin veneer of plaster all over them. So it's really a pain in the butt to have to put anything in the wall. Audrey, you have the fisheye in the ceiling? All right. Teetotal, very boring. Well, it's okay. You know what's really fun is going out with my wife and embarrassing her by ordering cocktails, but the non-alcoholic versions. So I get like the foofiest cocktails. It's like, I would like a virgin pina colada, please. Extra pineapple. It's the manliest drink ever. Oh, my wife always laughs at me. So my drink of choice for a number of years when I was in my late 20s was a gin gimlet. Gimlet. A gimlet. Okay. I had never heard of it. Someone at work said, you got to try this. It's great. It's basically straight gin with some sweet lime juice. And it tastes like lime Kool-Aid. So, you know, the way alcohol works, right? So why do we put citrus in our alcohol? I'm going to say this. You guys probably all know anyway. You add citric acid combines. So I used to do industrial food chemistry. That was a thing early on in my career. Citric acid combines with alcohol to form an ester. And an ester, depending on what it is, esters generally can't be tasted by humans. We don't taste them. So when you put citrus in an alcoholic drink, the citric acid combines with the alcohol, forms esters, so it reduces the amount of volatile alcohol in there so it doesn't taste strong. And then when it hits your stomach, it breaks back up. So a gin gimlet is basically enough lime juice to make it the gin taste like water. They will destroy you. Anyway, but my wife always like cringes and rolls her eyes because she thinks it's sort of a very not very masculine drink. And she likes when we were out drinking, she liked me to be very masculine at the bar because she's, you know, traditionalist, and that's fine. But I used to drive her nuts by ordering these gimlets. And once I ordered a gimlet at like a wedding reception, and the guy misheard me, the bartender misheard me. He made me something called a Gibson. And a Gibson is almost the same thing, except there's no sugar, no lime juice, and it's got pearl onions in it. Very different drink, and it was not good. So, man. Anyway, you guys keep talking about your booze. I can't touch it. But I do like the sweet things, and I do like ordering virgin foofy things. Not Shirley Temples, but, you know, pina colada, definitely, you know, virgin daiquiri. Give me basically ice cream in a bowl and hold the alcohol. I'm good. So, let's see. Yeah, plasterboard walls are the worst, Karen. It's a pain. Okay, you guys are talking about pigments and Stepic. That's all good. Audrey says, the first person that makes a MIDI control board for pigments will earn a lot of money. Probably, yes, probably. I mean, you could do, it's all selective. It's like for any given performance. So pigments is so featureful. A MIDI control surface to control pigments is still going to also have to compromise in the same way that like a multi-poly does. There's only so much real estate, right? And so many knobs and sliders you can put on it. So unless you're going to make something that's like flagship size, that's, you know, a control pad, that's a control board that's, you know, 4 feet wide and 2 feet deep with, you know, 600 knobs and sliders on it, you're going to be compromising because pigments has so many features and options. So what it comes down to is you say, okay, for this particular performance, these are the parameters I want to use, and pick 8 or 16 or however many knobs and sliders you got on your control surface. Make those mappings, and then you're good for whatever that performance is, that jam or whatever, you know. It's a compromise, right? So, but, you know, so how do we get here? Oh, Iridium. So the Iridium's very nice as well, but cost effectiveness is always in the court of software. So, it's okay. Looking at the chat, macros are your friend. Yep, for sure. Macros are your friend on all the Korg synths too. Like there's 4 macro knobs on each of the multi-poly, mod wave, all of them. The WaveState has 8 macro knobs. They're the best. So if you ever get a chance to go through one of the Korg synths and you're preset surfing, you're going, yeah, you know, tap, 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 next, tap, 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 next. Slow down, all right? Load that preset up, do your tappity tap, and then go turn the macro knobs, because all the presets make heavy use of the macros, and they do really interesting things. This is true of all synths, I think. If the synth has macros on it when you're preset surfing, make sure you try the macros and stuff, and the mod wheel, right? Anyway, so what else is going on? I am on, let's see, the 4th of July is coming up this week, and Midlife Synthesis birthday is Wednesday, July 2nd. So if you know who that is, go over to his channel, Midlife Synthesis, and say happy birthday to him on Wednesday. So he lives in Chile. His name's Juan. He's a nice guy. So yeah, I've got, I'm taking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off this week. Friday's the 4th. And so a little micro vacation, a little 5-day weekend kind of thing going on there. let's see, there was something else I wanted to share. What was it? Oh yeah, so I got sidetracked. So I don't do synth reviews, okay? People ask all the time, synth reviews. What do you think of this synth? What do you think of this synth, right? And it's like, they're all synths are good synths. It's whether they're good for you. But one thing I do want to do is I'm gonna start doing some just Synth Seeker plain old videos, not streams, where I take I've built a template for Berlin School music, a template of 3 variations. So like a song that's real sort of plucky bed-like, a song that's real sort of drone pad-like, and then something that's a little more proggy. And they're just some MIDI clips, there's some patterns that I've got set up, and it's set up in a template. And what I was gonna do is I'm gonna experiment, try and make a video. I'm gonna try for myself to make a video of saying, okay, if I only had one synth and I had to apply that synth to all of the sounds in the song I'm working on, could I do it? What would it be like? Would I enjoy it? And would I like what I get with at the end? So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna experiment with it. I'm going to do a video where I pick a synth arbitrarily, and I'm not sure which one I'm gonna start with out of the collection. But I'm going to, make a 20 or 30 minute video going, all right, let's use this for leads. And now let's use it for bass. Let's use it for pads. Let's do everything except rhythm. I'm not that interested in the rhythm stuff. And then put that out and say, hey, this is not a review of this synth, but if you're making Berlin School music, this is how this synth sounds if you're using only it for all of the stuff in the Berlin School song you're working on. I'm gonna do that. And if I enjoy doing that, like if I do it and it's like, if I like the way it sounds and I have fun doing it, I might rinse and repeat and sort of go through my collection and do that for every synth, and this would take a long time, right? Because I'm fairly lazy. But I'm thinking about doing that. Look for that if you're interested in it, but it's a thing. I need to figure out what to do first. Pick the Blofeld. The Blofeld is still here. I haven't sold it yet. I could do the Blofeld. I don't know. I suppose I could put a poll up. If I put a poll up, I'd have to explain it again, and write it down. It's just something that'll happen. I'll do the first one, I'll pick an arbitrary synth, and then I'll put the list of what other synths there are, and people can say, I want that one, right? We'll see what it goes. Hey Tracy, good to see you. You're creating a new format, which is cool. It's a new distraction for me. So we'll see. Blofeld is for the iPad too. I did pick up the VST version of the Blofeld because I wanted to use it to sit on my laptop with the virtual Blofeld and make patches on the couch. Except that it's difficult to transfer them to the hardware. So I don't know. I got to find somebody else's simplification if there's a tutorial that does that. We'll figure it out. Karen says, wave state and multipoly are naturals. Oh yeah, if you do a bespoke performance. Okay, so let's do something interesting. English hard. I am going to, because in the context of what you just said, Garen, I don't understand what bespoke means there. Made for a particular customer. Making or selling bespoke goods, especially clothing. So tailors make bespoke, specifically for the person. You come in, you get measured, and that is bespoke. So you're using, when you say bespoke, you mean bespoke performances for who? I don't know. English hard. I'm not sure what you mean there, Karen. You tell me on the Discord. Hey Anna, welcome back. We're just winding down. Oh, it's 3:01. I'm way over now. So I have a date. I gotta go. Me and Sarah, date night, sort of. Date afternoon, whatever you call. Anyway, you guys have fun. All right. It was very good to see you all. I will talk to you all later. Karen, we can chat later. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, everyone. I hope the rest of your week is good. If you're in the U.S., it's 4th of July. I hope you have some time off. Hope you don't have to work through it. And other than that, I'll be back next Sunday. Okay? See ya.